Good Times is an iconic 1970s sitcom that brought laughter into millions of homes. But behind those joyful moments lies a side of the story few know. The actors poured their hearts into their roles, yet their real lives were often filled with struggles, challenges, and hidden truths. Have you ever wondered what happened to them after the spotlight faded? Share in the comments which story surprised you the most about the Good Times stars. If you're fascinated by the untold sides of their lives, leave a 1. If not, leave a 0. Don't forget to enjoy the video, hit like, and subscribe so you won't miss more intriguing stories about Hollywood legends. Esther Rall, born on November 8, 1920, in Pompano Beach, Florida, became an icon through her role as Florida Evans, the strong and loving matriarch in Good Times. Through this role, Esther not only earned the admiration of audiences but also conveyed powerful messages about family, resilience, and the strength of Black women. Off-screen, however, Esther faced a relentless battle for fair representation of Black women in Hollywood. She was deeply committed to her principles and fought for roles that portrayed Black characters with dignity and depth. This unwavering stance sometimes led to her feeling isolated within the industry, but Esther never wavered in her commitment to making sure that Black voices were heard and respected on screen. Esther Rall continued to build on her success with notable roles in films such as Summer of My German Soldier, 1978, Driving Miss Daisy, 1989, and Rosewood, 1997, earning numerous prestigious awards, including an Emmy. Despite her professional achievements, however, she faced profound personal challenges. Her 20-year marriage ended quietly, and she had no children, which left her to navigate much of her life in solitude, pouring herself into her work. In her later years, Esther was diagnosed with diabetes, and her declining health gradually drained her financial resources. Esther Rall passed away on November 17, 1998, at the age of 78, leaving behind a legacy of memorable, transformative performances. Yet her story also serves as a poignant reminder of the unseen struggles and sacrifices she faced, both on and off screen. With an estimated net worth of $2 million, Esther Rall's journey was far from easy, yet it cemented her as a symbol of resilience. While she achieved remarkable success on screen, her personal life was marked by struggles, from professional conflicts to profound family losses. Beyond her own career, Esther tirelessly fought for the fair representation of Black women during a time of significant social and industry adversity. Her story stands as a testament to inner strength, perseverance, and courage, showing that she never wavered from her principles, even in the face of immense challenges. John Amos, born on December 27, 1939, in Newark, New Jersey, left a lasting mark on television with his portrayal of James Evans Sr., the strict yet loving father in Good Times. This role brought him widespread recognition but also marked the beginning of a tumultuous period in his career. Amos frequently clashed with the show's creative team, particularly over how Black families were represented on screen. These disagreements eventually led to his departure from Good Times under strained circumstances. Despite this setback, he continued to showcase his immense talent in projects like Roots, 1977, where his powerful performances further cemented his legacy in Hollywood. John Amos received an Emmy nomination for his powerful portrayal of the adult Kunta Kinte in Roots, further solidifying his status as a remarkable actor. Yet, despite these professional achievements, his personal life was often marked by sorrow. 3 failed marriages left deep emotional scars, and in his later years, a public dispute with his daughter intensified the loneliness he had carried throughout his life. John Amos passed away on August 21, 2024, at the age of 84, leaving behind a proud legacy of iconic performances in the entertainment industry, alongside a story of profound personal struggles that revealed the human side of a tremendously talented man. Jimmy Walker, born on June 25, 1947, in Brooklyn, New York, became one of the most memorable faces of American television with his portrayal of J.J. Evans in the classic sitcom Good Times. At just 27, he captured the hearts of audiences with his iconic catchphrase, "Dynamite," which quickly became a nationwide sensation. While the role brought him immense fame, the success came almost overnight, and Walker soon felt trapped in the shadow of his own stardom. The very catchphrase that made J.J. Evans a cultural phenomenon also became a heavy burden for Walker, defining him in the public eye and making it difficult to step beyond that single character. Many critics accused Jimmy Walker of diluting the show's message, arguing that his portrayal reduced the representation of the Black community on television to a joke. Tensions with his co-stars, particularly John Amos and Esther Rall, added to his sense of isolation and alienation within the fictional family that audiences had come to love. After leaving Good Times, Walker continued his acting career, but his star power never reached the heights it had during the show's peak. He eventually found solace and reclaimed his sense of identity through stand-up comedy, while also taking on supporting roles in films like Airplane, 1980, and Scrubs, 2001, proving his versatility and resilience as a performer. Jimmy Walker worked hard to maintain a presence in the public eye, but the bright spotlight of Hollywood gradually faded. Despite his past successes, he chose a life of solitude. In a candid 2012 talk show interview, Walker openly shared that he was never meant to be a father and never had the desire to marry. While this freedom gave him autonomy, it also came with the price of loneliness, leaving him at times feeling emptier than ever. Today, at the age of 78, Jimmy Walker continues to perform on stage, bringing energy, humor, and laughter to audiences, proving that his spirit and talent remain undiminished even decades after his television heyday. Janet Du Bois, born on August 5, 1932, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, left a lasting mark on audiences with her portrayal of Winona Woods in Good Times. As a witty, confident, and charming neighbor, her character became a beloved part of American television history, showcasing the depth, strength, and warmth she brought to every scene. After her time on the small screen, Du Bois continued to pursue her passion for the arts, branching out into music, theater, voice acting, and songwriting, demonstrating her versatility and enduring commitment to creative expression. Janet Du Bois was not only a talented actress but also the songwriter and performer of Move In On Up, the iconic theme song of The Jeffersons, 1975, a cultural anthem celebrating the aspirations and pride of the African American community. In the 1990s, she earned 2 Emmy Awards for her voice acting in the animated series The PJs, further cementing her legacy in entertainment. Yet behind the dazzling lights and applause, Du Bois faced profound personal struggles. Her marriage to Sajit Krishna Gupta ended while she was still young, leaving her to raise 4 children under a heavy financial burden. Tragedy struck again with the death of her son, Raj Christo Gupta, from cancer at just 36 years old, a devastating loss that added to the challenges she had endured throughout her life. The death of her son, Raj Christo Gupta, from cancer at just 36, plunged Janet Du Bois into a deep depression, marking one of the most challenging periods of her life. Her health gradually declined, and she withdrew from the Hollywood spotlight to seek peace and healing. Despite enduring immense personal pain, Du Bois remained committed to her art, living according to the principles she had always valued. On February 17, 2020, Janet Du Bois passed away peacefully at her home in Glendale, California, at the age of 77. At the time of her passing, her estimated net worth was around $2 million, leaving behind a legacy of creativity, resilience, and cultural impact. Bernadette Stanis, born on December 22, 1953, in Brooklyn, New York, captured the hearts of audiences with her portrayal of Thelma Evans, the only daughter of Florida and James Evans in Good Times. Through this role, she brought a fresh, graceful, and empowering image of Black womanhood to American television, becoming a symbol of resilience and determination in the face of challenges. Yet behind her calm and charming on-screen presence, Bernadette Stanis faced personal struggles that often went unseen. Fame arrived early in her life, bringing immense pressure and high expectations, burdens that were not easy to bear and that tested her both personally and professionally. After Good Times ended, Bernadette Stanis faced challenges finding her place in Hollywood. Small roles in The Cosby Show and various commercials offered some work, but they weren't enough to sustain a thriving acting career. Gradually, she shifted her focus to writing, becoming the author of best-selling books such as Situations 101 and Relationships, which explored themes of love, betrayal, and self-esteem. Her personal life, however, remained turbulent, marked by 4 failed marriages. Stanis candidly admitted that while her success made people adore her public persona, it didn't fully reflect who she truly was. Her journey shows that fame can mask inner struggles, and success in the spotlight does not always equal personal fulfillment. Despite these challenges, Stanis found strength and support in her children, Dior and Brittany, who helped her navigate periods of loneliness and emotional exhaustion. While family became her anchor, the prolonged stress of fame and personal struggles eventually led her to step back from the spotlight and prioritize her loved ones. Now, at 72, Bernadette Stanis lives in Atlanta with her children and grandchildren, occasionally attending women's conferences and television reunions. With an estimated net worth of around $3 million, she enjoys a peaceful life, far removed from the noise and pressures of Hollywood fame, proving that fulfillment can come from family, legacy, and personal growth as much as from public recognition. Ralph Carter, born on May 30th, 1961, in New York City, emerged as one of the standout child stars of the 1970s with his portrayal of Michael Evans in Good Times. At just 13 years old, he brought to life a character full of hope, intelligence, and sensitivity, reflecting the values and aspirations of many Black families. Carter quickly won the hearts of audiences, becoming one of the most beloved young actors of his generation. However, the intensity of early fame brought immense pressure. Seeking to step out of the shadow of his wholesome teenage image, Carter returned to the Broadway stage, where he could explore more diverse roles and grow as a performer beyond the confines of his television persona. At just 13 years old, Ralph Carter achieved remarkable success with the play Raisin, 1973, winning the Drama Desk and Theatre World Awards and earning a Tony Award nomination, an extraordinary accomplishment for someone so young. He later released the album Young and in Love, 1976, and appeared on Soul Train, further showcasing his talent. Yet, the life of a child star in Hollywood is rarely easy. As opportunities in the entertainment industry dwindled, Carter chose a quieter path, dedicating himself to teaching, singing, and continuing to contribute to the world of theater. Over time, he came to understand that fame wasn't always the ultimate reward, and it was the support and love of his family that helped him regain stability, purpose, and faith in life. Even though his acting career is largely behind him, Ralph Carter has never lost his love for the arts. Now, at 64, he still occasionally performs in small theater productions around New York and sings When You're Young to honor and thank the loyal fans who have supported him throughout the years. With an estimated net worth of around $1 million, Carter enjoys the freedom to pursue his passion while providing for his family, living a peaceful and fulfilling life. If Ralph Carter's journey inspired you, leave a 1 in the comments. If not, leave a 0. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss the next stories about Hollywood legends. Janet Jackson, born on May 16, 1966, in Gary, Indiana, first captured the hearts of audiences at just 11 years old with her role as Penny Gordon Woods, the vulnerable, abused young girl on Good Times. Her moving performance brought viewers to tears and marked the moment she began to step out from the enormous shadow of the Jackson family to form her own identity. After leaving the show, Janet turned her focus to music and rose to stardom with remarkable speed. With groundbreaking albums like Control, 1986, and Rhythm Nation 1814, she transformed the pain of her childhood into bold declarations of independence, self-respect, and social awareness. In doing so, Janet Jackson cemented her place as one of the most influential female artists of the 20th century. However, behind her success lay a series of painful personal struggles. Her secret marriage to James DeBarge ended in heartbreak, and the string of failed relationships that followed eventually pushed her into a deep depression. Even so, Janet confronted each challenge with remarkable resilience and continued moving forward in her career. The 2004 Super Bowl incident shook the world and threatened to overshadow everything she had built. Yet Janet stood firm, fighting tirelessly to reclaim her name and reputation. The hardships did not stop there. When her brother Michael passed away in 2009, the loss devastated her. But in time, that tragedy also became a catalyst, guiding her back to her purpose and allowing her to heal through her art. Janet Jackson made a powerful comeback with Unbreakable, 2015, and later with her Together Again tour, 2023 to 2024, which became the most successful tour of her entire career. With more than 100 million records sold, 5 Grammy Awards, and an endless list of global hits, Janet has long secured her place as a true music icon. Today, at 59, she lives in Las Vegas with her son, Isa, and continues to tour. Her net worth is estimated at more than $180 million. Yet for Janet, wealth isn't money. It's being able to keep singing. The little girl who once played Penny has grown into a lasting symbol of strength, resilience, and renewal, an inspiration to millions around the world. Johnny Brown, born on June 11, 1937, in St. Petersburg, Florida, became an unforgettable part of Good Times as Nathan Bookman, the clumsy yet big-hearted building superintendent. With his boundless energy and sly, knowing smile, Brown filled the show with warmth and humor, helping to balance its heavier storylines about the struggles of Black working-class families in America. Yet despite the love he received from audiences, his career was not without setbacks. Before finding lasting fame on Good Times, he came incredibly close to landing a role on Sanford and Son, a near opportunity that could have changed his path entirely. Because of his contract with Laugh-In, that golden opportunity slipped through his fingers, leaving Brown with a lingering sense of regret and a lifelong obsession with what might have been. After departing Good Times, he continued acting in shows like The Jeffersons, Family Matters, and various variety programs, though he never regained the same level of fame. Even so, he remained tireless on stage, performing wherever he could and bringing laughter to every audience he touched. Off stage, he was one of the rare comedians who enjoyed a stable, grounded personal life, and his decades-long marriage to June Brown became the peaceful harbor that anchored him throughout his life. Because of his contract with Laugh-In, that opportunity slipped through his fingers, leaving him with a lingering sense of regret and a quiet obsession with what might have been. After leaving Good Times, Brown kept pushing forward in his career, appearing in shows like The Jeffersons, Family Matters, and a variety of other programs, though his fame never quite returned to its former peak. Even so, he remained a tireless performer, always bringing laughter to audiences from the stage. Offstage, he stood out as one of the few comedians with a remarkably stable home life, and his decades-long marriage to June Brown served as the steady, peaceful harbor that grounded him. Ben Powers, born on July 5, 1950, in Brooklyn, New York, brought both romance and tragedy to Good Times through his role as Keith Anderson, the football player who captured Thelma Evans's heart. His character embodied a blend of genuine love and real struggle, especially during the show's final season. Audiences admired Powers for the sincerity and depth he brought to Keith, yet few realized the challenges he faced in his own career. After Good Times came to an end, Powers kept working, appearing in projects like Laugh-In and Cheech and Chong, 1980, continuing to pursue his craft despite the ups and downs behind the scenes. Even though his acting talent was widely recognized, Powers couldn't escape Hollywood's fleeting memory. He once reflected, "Success came too fast, so when it disappeared, I had no idea what to do with the rest of my life." Off-screen, he found solace in the quiet life he shared with his wife, Julia Harper, and their 4 children, living simply in Massachusetts, far from the noise and chaos of Hollywood. That peace, however, was tragically short-lived. Powers was diagnosed with liver cancer, a disease that was discovered far too late. Moses Gunn, born on October 2, 1929, in St. Louis, Missouri, made a lasting impression on audiences with his portrayal of Carl Dixon, the calm and warm-hearted presence in Good Times. His deeply emotional performance resonated particularly through the tender and meaningful relationship between Carl and Florida Evans, offering viewers a poignant reminder that love can endure even amid hardship. Both before and after Good Times, Gunn had already established himself as a prominent figure in American theater, earning acclaim for his work in productions such as Shaft, 1971, and Ragtime, 1981. He also earned a Tony nomination for Best Leading Actor in a Play, a testament to his talent and unwavering dedication to the arts. Behind his deep voice and commanding presence, however, Gunn quietly battled chronic asthma. Despite this, he performed with remarkable determination, often relying on an inhaler just to step on stage, yet still delivering powerful and unforgettable performances. His nearly 3-decade marriage to Gwendolyn Mumulandis reflected the stability and love he nurtured in his personal life, balancing a demanding career with a strong, enduring family foundation. Moses Gunn and his wife, Gwendolyn Mumulandis, were pillars of strength for one another, building a life grounded in love and shared purpose. Together, they raised 2 children and co-founded the Negro Ensemble Company, a vital platform for Black artists, even as financial hardships forced Gunn to part with personal belongings to keep the company alive. He passed away in 1993 at the age of 64 from complications of asthma, leaving behind a legacy far richer than material wealth could measure. Gunn is remembered not only for his extraordinary performances on stage and screen, but also for the inspiration he provided to generations of artists, a lasting testament to a life devoted to the craft and to uplifting others. Chip Fields, born on August 5, 1951, in the United States, became one of the most unforgettable faces of 1970s television with her portrayal of Lynetta Gordon, the abusive mother of Penny in Good Times. Her performance, particularly the iconic scene where she slapped Janet Jackson, remains one of the most powerful and haunting moments in TV history, delivering a raw depiction of domestic abuse and highlighting the pain and struggles endured by its victims. Following this impactful role, Fields chose to step away from acting and successfully transitioned into a career as a director, continuing to leave her mark on the entertainment industry from behind the camera. She went on to direct several well-known sitcoms, including Girlfriends, 2000 to 2008, and One-on-One, 2001 to 2006, quietly becoming a mentor to a new generation of talent. Her move behind the camera wasn't due to a lack of passion, but rather reflected the dwindling opportunities Hollywood offered to middle-aged Black women. Beyond her professional achievements, Fields found stability and fulfillment in her personal life. She married cinematographer Irv Hurd, and together they raised 2 daughters, Kim Fields and Alexis Fields, both of whom followed in their mother's footsteps to pursue careers in acting. Together, they built a strong, grounded family, balancing creativity and love with remarkable grace. Raymond Allen, born on March 5, 1929, in Kansas City, Missouri, made a lasting impact on Good Times with his portrayal of Ned the Wino, a drunken homeless man who was both comically entertaining and heartbreakingly tragic. Allen's character went beyond mere comic relief, delivering a poignant message about the harsh realities of poverty in Chicago's South Side. Infused with his own life experiences, his performance allowed audiences not only to laugh, but also to feel the deep pain lurking beneath the humor. Prior to Good Times, Allen appeared in shows like Sanford and Son, 1972 to 1977, and Starsky and Hutch, 1975 to 1979, primarily in supporting roles, steadily building his presence on television. John Bailey, born on June 4, 1947, in Cleveland, Ohio, left a memorable impression on Good Times with his portrayal of Cletus, the cheerful and humorous nephew of Florida Evans. At just 27, Bailey brought a vibrant, youthful energy to the show. Yet behind his infectious smile was a deeply passionate performer who carried a quiet fear of failure. After leaving the sitcom, he explored a wide range of roles, from the children's series Wonderbug to the comedy film The Kentucky Fried Movie, 1977, and even ventured into voice acting with the animated series Rickety Rocket, 1979, demonstrating his versatility and dedication as an actor. Brenda Sykes, born on June 25, 1949, in Shreveport, Louisiana, became an emblem of beauty and elegance on Good Times through her role as Mandy, one of J.J. Evans' girlfriends. Though her time on the show was brief, Sykes brought a rare feminine grace to the screen, helping to shape a strong and enduring image of Black women on 1970s television. After Good Times, she continued acting and gained further recognition in the film Black Gun, 1972, alongside Jim Brown. Despite her undeniable talent and striking presence, she faced the familiar challenges of Hollywood, where opportunities for women, particularly Black actresses, were often limited and fleeting. At the time, Hollywood offered very few roles for Black women, especially for those unwilling to compromise their integrity or image. Faced with this reality, Sykes stepped away from film and transitioned into hosting stage and television programs, creating a career that allowed her to maintain control and distance herself from the pressures and pitfalls of fame. Her personal life, too, was marked by both beauty and struggle. Her first marriage to musician Gil Scott-Heron, 1978 to 1987, was passionate but turbulent. As Scott-Heron sank deeper into addiction and depression, Sykes tried to save him with her love, yet ultimately had no choice but to let go, preserving her own strength and dignity. Even so, Brenda and Gil Scott-Heron had a daughter, Gia Scott-Heron, who became Brenda's greatest source of comfort during those difficult years. Later, she married Paul Claude Hudson and chose a life of peace and privacy, far removed from Hollywood's glare and chaos. As of 2025, Brenda Sykes is 76 years old, living in California with her husband and daughter. She occasionally appears at events honoring Black cinema and is remembered not only for her gentle beauty and warm smile, but also for her courageous choice to step away from Hollywood on her own terms. Her net worth is estimated at around $1 million, providing her with a comfortable and serene life. What stands out most about these artists is how they balanced immense talent with resilience, often facing personal and professional obstacles that could have derailed their careers, but they persevered anyway. From navigating Hollywood's limitations to confronting health challenges or choosing integrity over fame, each of their journeys reflects courage and determination. If their stories inspire you, drop a 1 in the comments. If they didn't resonate, leave a 0. And don't forget to enjoy the video, hit like, and subscribe so you won't miss more incredible artistic journeys and inspiring stories.